Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Success Hub. My name is Kathy Moyes. Today I'm beyond excited because I have with me on the program one of Africa's phenomenal leadership coach, Ambassador Jeremiah Agala. Thank you for coming. You're welcome.
I'm honored.
May we meet you?
My name is Jerry Agala, or Jeremiah Agala, so people call it differently.
Okay.
And I'm the Executive Director of the Inspiring Youth Africa Initiative,
Oh, wow.
publishers of the Inspiring Youth Africa magazine. And we've been into the business of raising leaders and entrepreneurs for a couple of years. I could say over 2 decades. Yeah. And we've tried to reach out to young people across board, across states, across religion, across ethnicity, tribe. So basically that's all that there is to me.
Nice having you on the program once again. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the leadership. I was meant to understand you're a leadership coach.
Yes, please.
Yes, I think let's start with that. So tell us how it has been thus far, being into, should I call it, is it a game now? Is it a business, or how has it been thus far? Let me put it that way.
Okay, I don't see it as a game, and for me it's not a business per se, but it is a business.
Okay.
No, business because it has a lot of tenets. It has principles that must work. The principles of dedication, the principles of hard work. A lot of assignments are failing today because people see it as, is it not just my destiny? So with or without my input, it will work. But once there's a business approach to it, you will tend to do better. You will tend to give it your all because, in quotes, you expect profit at the end of the day. So for us, being on this assignment has been blissful. It's been exciting. My journey has been a phenomenal one because I started out in church.
Oh,
yes.
Interesting.
I started preaching at the age of 7.
Wow.
Yes. I recorded our first miracle at 7. So it's been a steady journey ever since. So we set out to reach out to young people. I knew that was the assignment. I knew that was the calling. My desire has always been to see young people become all that God had made them to be. Become exceptional, become excellent. Give it attention. Rise to the peak of it. So I get irritated when we conform to norms, when we sit for less, when we are doing below our capacity. So that led me into so many things I did afterwards. Moved into Abuja at some point. And then we started out with the Achievers Communications Network, ACONET. Okay. ACONET became very popular at some point. We had risen to gathering over 500, 600 young people monthly. Nice. Yes, so we were given them a platform to showcase what they had inside. And then I could bring people who could fine-tune these talents and giftings. I had challenges because I didn't restrict it to church. So I could have a meeting and then you see secular singers coming to perform in the meeting. Okay. And so you could raise eyebrows. Why should he? Why should he not? A whole lot. So we had to come up with even an artist brand, a kind of management company for artists, because I had so many young people with great ideas, great talent, so they needed somebody to manage them.
Yeah.
So we started a kind of label for musicians. That gave rise to a whole lot of young boys and girls doing some exceptional things in Abuja. We did that for a while, but I knew there was more to it than what I was doing at that point. So at some point, I had to stop. I needed to go for more trainings. I needed to expand my horizon. I needed to build capacity for more. So I suspended it for a while and then went to learn. For 5 years, nothing was heard of what I was doing, but I was learning. Now, when I came back, my perspective changed. I wanted more. So I started out to have meetings and conferences for pastors' wives in the city of Abuja, for young pastors, for young leaders. So I did that for a while, and all I was saying was, with your anointing and with your calling, have an entrepreneurial spirit. Find a way to balance the calling with some little businesses.
Okay.
So for me, my perspective, that's a personal opinion. I didn't see anything as full-time ministry.
Okay.
No. At certain levels, don't get into full-time ministry. I saw my parents suffer as full-time pastors. I don't want to call church names.
Yes.
So I saw my parents suffer as full-time pastors. I also saw my dad settled even when he ventured into what he studied in school. He was an electrical engineer, and he was a good one. So when he started combining it, the family prospered better. We could help more people. So when I look at the both, I felt we should have a balance. Until the ministry begins to give you until you have too much responsibilities from church, do not get into anything called full-time.
Full-time ministry.
And if God calls you as a man, he didn't call your wife. So empower your wife whilst you give attention to the work.
That's true.
It will be less of a burden.
That's true.
This I kept doing, but I knew it was difficult to change. My people will always say that it's not easy to learn to use the left hand at old age. So it was difficult changing certain perceptions that had been built over the years. This had become beliefs. So it was difficult to change.
That's right. It's been there.
So I sat back and asked myself, what can I do to change this narrative? And then it dawned on me that you're trying to change the wrong set of people. Begin with the young people. That's where your assignment had always been. So I went back to young people. For me, it's always easy to switch and to change. When I start doing something and it's not going right, I pause. And if it has to be a change, I will change. I don't have issues with changing. So I don't hold on to an idea, a perception for too long, a belief system. No, I can easily change. So we go back to young people, and then I started again, started my trainings. Now this time it was timeless consult. But what I've come to discover is that the ignorance of every man is the devil of that man. So what you see as a devil today is the ignorance you have. Knowledge is light. Some of the things we struggle with is because we do not have knowledge in that area. So running from one place to the other had not saved anything. So for me, I needed to talk to young people to sit up and then take life seriously. So Timeless Consult metamorphosed into core conference, the core conference. At this point, I felt I didn't want to be just about the church. My assignment was beyond the four walls of the church. And so I needed to bring in other people into the project. We've had 2 editions of the core conference. I think the 3rd edition was stopped by the COVID-19. That was when the lockdown was declared that year. Okay. So we didn't have the 3rd edition. And after the COVID-19, sitting down, thinking of what next, how God will help us in the next phase, we got into the Inspiring Youth Africa initiative. And that's where we are.
What's that thing that really gives you that passion to talk to young people? Like, I mean, what's that? Because, I mean, there are people who do not get, people tend to look at young people these days as, in our local pidgin, you hear them say they know the year word. So if you don't have this patience to talk to them, but I see too much patience in you, like, I don't know, tell everybody. What's that thing that, keeps making you to have this passion for us? I'm also a young person, I'm a youth.
It takes us to change us. Recently in the country, a 62 or 64-year-old man was appointed Minister of Youth. But I think there was an outcry, so he was deployed to the Ministry of Niger Delta now. So the Ministry of Youth is vacant. There is no minister at the moment, and so there are clamor here and there for a younger person to be. Now, for me, until you are a young person, you cannot completely tell the story of a young person. I could be able to see through what every young person is going through. I could be able to tell, I could relate beyond telling a story.
Yeah.
I could relate. For me, I've been through the worst at a very early age. I've been telling my story, so I could just tell you my story.
Yeah, that's why, that's the essence of this program, so others can learn.
Because it's not a rosy ride for me. I'll be 40 next year. Oh. So let me officially start inviting you because it's going to be a big celebration.
Birthday. Get ready.
I've always been a fan of celebrating my birthday. I think at 25, I had a birthday where we had a Chevy.
Oh my goodness. I'm just hearing this for the first time.
I'm telling you, it
was
a lemon
massive.
And white. Yes. People needed to do.
Are you serious?
For the
Wow.
birthday. Why 40 is significant for me, and I'm going to celebrate it, is because we're going to be unveiling a few things, a few initiatives. It's not about just calling people to come and for me. Now, why I number my days is because I've been through hell. And I try to use my experiences to help young people not to go through that too early. I'll shock you with a few revelations about myself, which I don't share in public.
Okay.
I've been married twice.
Cool.
I've been divorced twice. I'm not yet 40. So that's a journey I wouldn't want young people to take.
Yeah.
I've seen too much.
It's getting interesting. Well, for clarity of purpose, you just said you've been married twice.
Yes,
you got divorced twice.
Yes.
You wouldn't want what you've experienced, rather, you wouldn't want young people to experience him too. Yes. So I just wanted to clarify our minds now. Are you trying to say marriage isn't good, or because when you said, I don't get when you said you wouldn't want young people to go into same as well. You've had that twice. So just clarify us, make it clear to us now. Why did you say so?
Okay, nobody would set out to marry to be divorced.
Sure.
Nobody. Not even my kind of person who is leadership driven. Not even my kind of person. So marriage is good. It is beautiful. It should be something everyone should experience. But not everyone will experience it. It's the reality of life. But everyone should experience it. And some people will not experience it because of knowledge. They know what they cannot settle for. And what is available is what they cannot settle for.
I understand.
Do you get it now?
Yes.
So when I say it's an error, I'm talking about my mistakes.
Yeah.
There are things I learned through the process. There are mistakes I won't make today. I don't know if you get. So I'm not saying young people should not get
go
married.
Into marriage.
No. Love is beautiful. Sometimes I make some level of breakthroughs. I want to come back home. I want to shout. I want to scream. I want to hug somebody. I want to share the experiences with somebody.
Yeah.
You're asking me backstage.
Yes.
If I'm a private person.
Yes, I asked you because you're just,
I'm not, I'm not everywhere. So my circle is small. So sometimes I want to share this good news with my circle. So I'm returning back to being alone. So I learn now to enjoy my lone moments.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes your successes are safe when you share them with yourself.
Okay. Okay.
Because what they don't know, they cannot destroy.
That's true. That's true. This is really getting interesting. All right, we're going to a short break, and when we return back, we'll keep the fire going. Welcome back, and in case you are just joining the show, this is Success Hub with Kati Moyes, where we bring your way the stories of successful people all over the globe. And I've been having a very wonderful moment with Ambassador Jeremiah Agala. It's been a very interesting time.
Thank you.
Like very, I've been learning a lot. Honestly, I have been learning a lot. Like, it's been an amazing time with you. All right, just before we went on a break, we're talking about the marriage, divorce. You said something of you've been married for twice.
Yes, please.
You've been divorced for twice.
Yes, please.
So after the first marriage, I would say first failed marriage because it failed, obviously. So, okay, I don't know. They both. Okay, so why did you, after the first one, you still remarried?
Yes.
Why? I feel like, why did you still?
I will share a bit of the story.
Okay.
What I have learned over the years is when it comes to marriage relationship, no one is at fault completely.
Oh, I like this.
Yes.
No one
So
is
the
at
issue
fault.
where you now feel, I'm the good guy. She was all bad. There was something about her that was actually good. That you as the man, or I didn't manage properly. That maybe led to a whole lot of things. So I'll share blames in all of it. So I'm learning so many things as the journey progresses. At a very tender age, I was desperate to be married. At 22, 23, I wanted to be married. And my parents were always, what's the rush about?
Like, I was about asking, was there anybody you were looking up to, like, okay, this person got married at this age, I want to get married too at this, just like that?
Just like that.
Wow.
I've always never been a competitive person.
Okay, nice.
I've always been at my time, my pace, and I'm fine with it.
Okay.
So nothing you own or have today that would actually sway me, it's not necessary. If it's going to be mine someday, I'm going to have it, and I'm good. But I have always seen the bond between my parents. It was sweet. There was this joy at home. Till tomorrow, we always look forward to going back home with my siblings, my parents. We just have this. There's this freedom to be you. There's this joy being around them. I had always known I was going to walk down the path of leadership, and so I wanted a wife by my side to avoid a lot of scandals, to avoid lots of issues. I didn't want so many women thing around me.
Yes.
So that desire is what I call desperation now. Not like there was anything drive. It was just a desire.
Yes.
I almost got married before my elder sister. My parents were like, "What is it? What is the rush about?"
That's because of the assignments you had in mind.
I knew I had an assignment
to do. I understand
Even though
now.
I couldn't place what the assignment was. I knew that my assignment had a lot to do with family. So one of the things young people should understand, the areas they are most attacked is the areas they have the biggest assignment in. The areas they are most attacked is actually the areas they have a solution in. So I just had my diploma and I was back home. And once you go back to school, I said, no, there's more to be done than going back to school. I want to settle down. I want to be married. I could do school. Then school online was not very popular. So I wanted to do school online. I could get these certifications and all that. My dad was like, are you okay? Passionate, but outside of purpose. So every girl that looked like it was it for me.
For you. Oh.
Because I didn't have the clarity of my assignment. That was what caused my first marriage to fail.
Okay. Oh.
So one of these days, after trying out a few people here and there that didn't pull through, I just stumbled into this lady in the office. She had a big Bible. She was listening to the message of Pastor Abioye. A man in love does not hear God. A man in love.
He hears himself, his mind.
He hears from himself. That's what. So that I hear people tell you this is the will of God. The mistakes
The Lord said.
You know why a lot of marriages in church fail? Because with all the revelations we have, with all the dreams we see, we have the highest rate of divorce.
That's right. Very correct.
Spirits don't marry. And we are depending on spirits to lead us to women.
This is deep.
Yes. Spirits don't marry. Spirits cannot teach you how to love your partner.
There's a whole lot to be done now.
There's a whole lot in the physical
to be done.
So if I offend you and I'm speaking in tongues, with my tongues, you will get angry and back out of my house.
Of course.
When the chips were down, the message we were listening to, we didn't listen to it again. In fact, from the day she entered my house to the day she packed, she didn't listen to one message one day.
Wow.
The Bible was irrelevant. We no longer use Bible again. We now use from phone.
Yeah.
So my question was, where was the Bible? Where was the messages? What happened? Even the Bible where it said the devil has capacity to transform himself into an angel of light. Because we are driven by our lust. So I made lots of errors.
Oh.
I made lots of errors. Aside the other things that began to happen, which I couldn't manage. Maybe if I'd managed it better. Because there's no perfect marriage anywhere in the world.
True. It's not.
But I was looking for some perfection.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, did I just tell you all the errors were on me? Yes.
Okay, that was a very tough one, I must say.
Yes.
Yeah, very tough. You're a strong man indeed. So how were you able to overcome all
I'm not
those?
strong.
Because from all you've said, I mean, and you're still, how were you able to overcome all those things, all those challenges? It was quite challenging from all what you've said. Those moments you go back home, you feel lonely and all of that, how are you able to balance everything and still bounce back on your feet today?
Okay, after my second divorce,
Yeah.
that was when it was now clear to me that I was in for a serious challenge. I lost the church. I used to have a church, the incubating place. It was beautiful in Apori settlement.
Okay.
But like leadership spirit, it's always been there. So we don't used to do conventional service like people will do. I'll still bring leaders to come and teach on leadership and entrepreneurship. So it was a beautiful setting. And my wife influenced it. My second wife influenced it. She's somebody that would always support the vision I had, what. So when she left, that crumbled. My businesses went under. Material things couldn't sustain them, so we sold off everything. Lost the house, lost friends, lost relationships. I was now living. I was squatting with somebody.
Oh my.
I was squatting with somebody. It was a terrible time.
Yeah. All right, I was about asking you to talk on this, the Inspiring Youth Africa magazine, although you've told us how the vision, yes, how it began. So let's know more about it. In this, the magazine, let's know more about it.
Okay. The Inspiring Youth Africa initiative.
Yeah.
Began as an initiative, like I told you, that seeks to tell the inspiring stories of leaders and entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Sharing my story, somebody might be inspired somewhere to go for knowledge. Somebody might be going through a challenge and would understand that that challenge is not peculiar to him or her. Do you get it?
Yes, yes.
Because some people in their minds, they are the only ones going through this problem.
Yes, someone else has never been
Nobody
there before.
has been there before. So they talk to you and they tell you, you won't understand what
I'm going through. Exactly.
But the truth about it is, until you listen to the story of another person, you won't know that what you're going through is a child's play.
Yeah.
Because challenges do not show. Some of us don't look like what we're going through.
Exactly.
And there is no stage in life you get to that you are immune from challenges. So somebody said the higher you go, the bigger the devil. Well, that's in their layman understanding. Yes. That's the truth. It's talking about the levels of challenges you face. I used to think there are certain levels I get to, I should be comfortable and everything should be rosy and everything fine, but it's not like that. More responsibility comes with more challenges. So we decided that we should create a platform where people should share their stories. Young people should get inspired, they should get equipped, they should get empowered to grow.
Okay.
These are the 4 tenets that actually binds and backs up the Inspiring Youth Africa initiative.
Okay.
Inspire, equip, empower, grow.
All right. Nice.
So these are the driving force. Now, the part of inspiration is to listen to your stories. Is to, from your story, get equipped with knowledge. Learn certain things that empowers us to go back for self-development. That helps us grow.
Yeah.
So when we bring you to come share your story, is to help us achieve these 4 things. So beyond that, we do that in conferences, and like you've seen, we've had several
yes,
conferences.
I saw someone
I've been privileged to reach out to youth in tens of thousands. tens of thousands. We're having some in the next few months, both in Abuja and in Calabar. Now, I have also noticed that beyond the number of people I reach at my conferences, there are much people that will not be at my conference. My magazine could actually reach them.
Yes, wherever they are, yeah.
We document these stories.
Nice.
And we're also creating other platforms where people can also get to hear these stories. Let's tell us.
That's nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've really been having wonderful, very, very wonderful time with you. Yeah. So shortly before we go,
yes, please.
What's your final word for someone out there who feels like giving up? A lot of stories these days, a lot of stories. You go on social media, you hear things, even within us, you hear people telling you their stories. You know, what do you have to say to someone out there? Just like a word of advice to someone out there who feels like giving up on the journey of success. What do you have to tell that person?
There's no reason to give up. All of the challenges right now is only an indication that there is something about you. You see the fight across Nigeria? It's not everywhere. Some of the places that have the hottest fight is because they are deposits. Valuable deposits in there. So people need to fight to scare others away. There is a deposit inside of you that the world is waiting to tap from. You don't have to give up. Once you can scale through this phase, the next phase will be your best phase. So don't give up.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much. I believe you've heard from him. It's been a very wonderful moment with him on the program today. Do not give up. Giving up is never an option. I often tell people giving up is not an option. I know you can think of giving up, but it is not an option. You've heard from him. Just imagine he had given up. I mean, this wouldn't have been in place today. It wouldn't have. This is just one of the many things he has achieved. And please, just drop your handles before we go so we could always follow you. And I've been following him. I read most of his materials and what have you. So just drop your handles. Please do well to follow him. I know you have a lot of questions to ask. Time is not on our side because I know he still has a lot of things to say. I know he has a lot to say, but time is not here. Thank you so much for being part of the show today. Ambassador Jeremiah Agala, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really had a wonderful time. I mean, I heard things I have never heard before. I didn't know. But your story has really inspired me. Yes. Thank you so much. And I'm saying thank you for not giving up.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for not giving up.
I don't have plans to give up anymore.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
I really wish to have you again on the program some other time. Yes. Thank you so much for being part of the program today. I really had a nice time with our guest, Ambassador Jeremiah Agala, and I learned a lot from him. I do believe you've also learned a lot from him. Remember, giving up is never an option. Please do well to follow him on all his socials. I know you have a lot of questions to ask him. Do well to follow him, ask him. And do not forget to comment, like, and share this video. I remain your ever-smiling screen angel, Kathy Moyes. See you in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye.